So today I am going to be introducing the law of sines and cosines. Basically those two equations, this is really, you did this in geometry when you had to find the missing angle or missing side, and they gave you two sides, and this also relates to the Pythagorean theorem. So you know, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So it's a little more complex than that, but really it shouldn't be too hard to understand. So these are the equations you're going to be using. This is the law of sines. So this is the law of sines, and then this also here, you can use this variation if you're trying to find the side. You can use this when you're trying to find an angle, a specific angle, and if you're trying to find a specific side, because it's just easier to have everything on top, because you'll just end up having it equal after you'll get it once you start working on it. Alright, so please enjoy this video. So for the next sample problem, we're going to be using angle, side. So like side opposite a known angle. So that's the side we're going to be finding. We're going to be finding x right here. So we have 29 degrees here and 118 degrees here, and we have this side 11. So the first thing we're going to do, so we have our, we have this, our rules, our equation. So we're going to insert it, so we can put 11 into, we can use the second one I was talking about, this one right here. Since we're trying to find c, we can use the top one, since it's just easier to find, it's like a whole number. So we can use x here, and then over sine c, which is going to be sine 118, paper's moving, equals sine 29 over 11. No, okay, well, you know what I mean. 11 over sine 29 equals x over sine 118. And for this, you just multiply sine 118 and then times 11, and you have sine 29, and then see, look, you have x all by itself over here. So to calculate this problem, we're going to have to find out what sine 118 and sine 29 is. So you just plug it into your calculator, and you're going to get 0.8829, and then you get times 11 over 0.4848. So you multiply all that out, and you should end up with, well, let's do the final calculation, times 11. Okay, so for the top you're going to get 9.7119 divided by 0.4848. You're going to end up with 20.03. Remember, we need to do what, we're going to end up with 20.03 since there's no signs left over, so we don't have to take any inverses. We're just left with x. So we're left with, let's get that one shot, 20.03. So this is an example of when not to use the law of sines. So basically with this one, they give you one point or one piece of information for each sign or fraction. So you're going to, you don't have enough information to be able to make like a complete balance in between, because this gives you like Okay, so let's get our equations out, and then, I mean, you can't because you have sine A over 32 equals sine X, which they want you to find, over 16 equals sine 115, and over nothing, so you're gonna put C. So it's like you can't solve that right now, so maybe you need a different equation. And that special equation is going to be your cosine equation. So those three equations that we had at the beginning of the video. Okay, no, I lied. That's not okay. Here, a squared plus b squared, or a squared equals b squared plus these equations. That's how you're gonna find that triangle. So I have an example here. So we're going to draw it out. This is a little bigger than a right angle. Like, totally. Okay. 115, 16, 52. Okay, trying to find A. So this is really similar to the equation we had when you couldn't use the law of sine, so that's why you're going to use the law of cosine. So you're trying to find A, and they give you these two. So obviously we're going to use the first one, A squared, because we're trying to find A. So if you can remember the formula, so we're going to do A squared equals B. So this is going to be our B, this is going to be our A. Oh, no, sorry. My mistake. It's going to be our C, this is going to be your B. Okay. So we're going to do 16 squared plus 52 squared minus 16 times 52 times the cosine of A, which is 115. Oh, this is going to be our equation. And so this was our equation, A squared equals 16 plus 52. So I basically did the calculations. So you're going to get 256 plus 2704. You're going to multiply these together, and then you're going to get negative 1664.4226, and you get minus that, and you should get this number. And you can finally carry down A squared. Now you're not trying to find A squared, you're trying to find A, so you square root it, and you should get 35.99 or 36, which equals side A. So in review, these are the law of sine formulas, and these are the variation, and then these are the cosine formulas. So basically, like, you're gonna, it's pretty easy. You just basically get your information from the triangle, and then you plug it into the formula, and then as long as you know how to manipulate the formula, or not manipulate, but solve the formula and get the answer you want, then you should be pretty good.